Great. Okay, I think we're good. All right. Hello, Daan Verhoeven. How are you? Thanks for doing this interview.
You're welcome, Chris Crawshaw. It's my pleasure.
Okay, you've just opened a freediving school in Cornwall. I've seen some photos of your new house there, and it's beautiful. Does it feel good to have taken the plunge, if you pardon my pun?
It feels both good and petrifying. We're in the middle of setting it up. So we have the connections there. We have a really good... we're working together with a really good school there, a really good facility there.
Right.
And we know that the environment is fantastic for freediving and for teaching in, but also for experiencing the sea in apnea. You know, you can just kind of swim about there and play with fish and look at the reef, and like, it doesn't need to be all about depth, you know. I mean, right now it's about to be basking shark season.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and we've already seen seals there, we've seen dolphins, so everything is there, but now the question is, if you build it, they will come. Will they come?
Is that a quote from Wayne's World?
No, it's that Kevin Costner movie.
Oh, is it?
If you build it, they will come. It's Fields of Dreams.
So you've maybe already answered this question already, but who's been the biggest influence on your photography?
Yeah, that's a really hard question. Because there's always my dad in the background, who wasn't a photographer, but he said a thing that always stuck with me in my photography. He said, style is a voluntary restriction of available means.
Whoa.
I quite like that, so I always try to not go all out, so it means that the more I restrict myself, the better I tend to find my pictures.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do scuba, that's why I don't do flash photography, that's why I don't... I try to keep it as simple as I can.
Yeah.
I don't use filters on Instagram and that kind of stuff. Like, I want to keep it quite restricted that way.
Yeah, and that's how you develop style.
That's how I developed my style in a way, by restricting myself. So in that case, my dad was the biggest influence.
That's a great answer. You've recently translated some of your father's writing. How was that as an experience?
Oh, that's interesting. I've been doing it for a while now, for a couple of years, because I found, he passed away in 2001.
Yeah.
And it's something that, you miss him and it doesn't go away. But I did find, when I translate him, I don't miss him any less, but at least the missing becomes something productive, I've done a couple of attempts, doing bigger works, like a book of his about violence.
Right.
But I think freedivers might be able to relate to this one. I've kind of worked myself. It's so difficult. He was such an intelligent man, and I'm not nearly at his level, so I find it so difficult to translate that work that I almost give myself a mental samba. I get to a point where you concentrate so hard, and you're so close to the edge of what you can do that you almost push yourself a little bit too far.
Yeah, that certainly sounds familiar.
Exactly, but then mentally. So
yeah,
I'm beginning to understand how certain philosophers or certain students of philosophy have gone mad. Because if I didn't have something else to do, if I didn't have a paid job, and if I didn't have to do something else for a living, then I would do this all the time, and I might go mad.
Is that because you're trying to find the right words to communicate exactly what he was trying to say? So it's sort of translating the meaning as opposed to just the words, or is it something to do with the emotional connection that you have?
No, that's about 2/3 of it. 1/3 of it is also trying to actually understand what the hell he's saying.
Right.
Because he's he was the deepest man in Holland metaphysically, right? He was when he died, it was on the news, and he was called the most original thinker in Holland.
Oh wow! Okay. Right.
So he was the deepest man metaphysically.
Yeah.
And I'm deep physically. Like, I was the deepest man in Holland physically for a while, but like, it's such a completely different type of depth that I'm out of my depth when I do philosophy. And like, he couldn't swim, so he would have been out of his depth in anything more than 1 meters 80 of water. But yeah, it's that. It's trying to understand what he's saying or what he's writing. But that's like a major theme in my life is deeper, trying to get deeper, not just physically, but also deeper into his work and into his world.
Do you have any sort of favorite phrases that you translated of his?
Water is innocent of the temptations that well up from it. It even washes away its own sins.
Well, yeah, I can see why this shit makes your head hurt, Daan. I really can. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
But that is actually a quote that helped me a lot, because when you think about it, water is innocent. Because sometimes, like, water is of course our friend and our element, and we love to play with it. But I mean, it's our friend Nick drowned in it.
Yeah.
My friend Adele was never found again.
Yeah. But you can't.
No,
you can't blame the water.
You can't blame the water.
Yeah.
So that's why you keep on going back to that element, even though like it's our favorite playmate, but at the same time it's ruthless as well.